Children, this is Vijay Lakshmi from NG branch. Right. Already we have learned about world during world wars, what exactly happened, what were the causes of the world wars, and what were the consequences of the world wars we have come across. Now, with the help of few questions, let us again recap the lesson. So, one of the most important question is, what were 3 R's? Children, when we are writing about what were 3 R's, we need to talk about all the reforms which has been taken at the time of economic depression. So, when you are writing an answer, first you need to start with who has announced this. This was announced by US President Franklin Roosevelt as the New Deal policy. What does it mean? What does the 3 R's mean? So the first R here represents the relief. To whom the relief? Relief for the victims. For the victims of depression. Depression which has occurred due to the world wars. So economic depression, many type of depressions occurred just because of the wars. And the second R stands for reform of financial institutions. So, all the reformation, see children, not only the human laws, there was even the property laws or the industries, everything, financial laws, economic laws also occurred. So, the next R represent the reform, which is going, the steps towards the financial, to reform the, how to reform the financial institutions. And the last is steps to ensure the economic recovery. So how to overcome the economic crisis? This is what your 3R is going to speak about. Okay, so when you are writing the answer, this is how you need to write the answer and try to understand what were the 3 R's. Is it clear, children? And we do come across 3 R's in paper 1 also, but don't get confused. This paper 2 3 R's is at the time of economic depression, which has been announced by the US President Frank Roosevelt as a New Deal policy, that is reform, relief, reform and recovery. Just remember this: relief, reform, recovery. Relief what, reform what, and recover what. Is it clear? Right. Let us move on to the second question, children. Question 2. What are the consequences of World War II? My dear students, there were many laws, different types of laws occurred due to these wars. Now let us examine, or let us detail about the what are the consequences of only World War II. That was, the first was enormous human loss, or you can also write as cost. Human cost or loss is something one and the same. So many people have lost their lives. I'll explain each and every one later. The second one is democratic principles asserted. Democratic principles asserted. And when we talk about the third one, new balance of power. And the fourth consequence is enfranchisement of women. And the last one is new international organization. Right? And also apart from this, we have two blocks emerged, US and USSR. All this has happened. Now let us see, children. If the question is asked for 2 marks, just mention all these side headings and leave it off. If it is a 4-mark question, you need to write or explain about each one. Enormous human cost or loss is nothing but the lives. How many lives have been lost while taking part in the war. See, everywhere we did not gain anything, but we have lost a lot, children. See, from First World War, 10 million people have lost their lives, and Second World War, it is 20 to 25 million children. Try to understand the lives. Okay, even India, because India was a colonial country for the Britain, and we have participated in the war, World War I, and supported Britain there. Is it clear? This is how everybody lost their life, and there was a lot of destruction which has occurred. Many people have become disabled. Everything has happened in both the wars. And the second is democratic principles asserted. Here when we talk, children, in the First World War, what happened is completely empires were like destructed. Empires have come in, monarchy was dissolved. So you can take up Germany, okay, and unification of Germany and all. Then later what happened here, after the Second World War, all the countries which got independence. Here, when we talk about democratic principle asserted, people understood what has happened due to the undemocratic policies which has been taken up by the countries. So just because of these undemocratic policies, how people face the problems. When you take Russia, it has been dissolved, and you see Soviet Republic has come. Okay, when we take up Ottoman Empire, and secular democratic has come. Like that, everywhere a new rule or new governments have taken up. In Germany also same thing happened. So everywhere, and people understood the importance of democratic principles. Okay, new balance of powers. That's what. See, when we talk about new balance of powers, after the First World War, the map was redrawn because of the countries after the First World War, like German, Ottoman Empire, everybody, they have like left the countries alone, and this has been dissolved, and many nation states have formed. So central and the west of Europe, the map was redrawn there. And after the Second World War, same thing happened, children. All the recolonized or colonized countries got their independence back, and they have become the independent countries, including India. Right? Then enfranchisement of women. So this is again the utmost great thing happened. Here in 1918, British women got right to vote. How? What happened here, when all the men were taking part in the war, only women were left out at home along with the children. So how to gain their livelihood? They need to work, right? All the women went out to work in different areas. So they came to know what's happening in and around, how the things are changing from time to time. So they have gained all types of what you call as knowledge about the society around them, and this is how they started fighting for their own rights. Okay, then comes new international organization. So under this, you all know UNO has been formed after the World War II. Okay, UNO has formed, taking the main aim of this is peace. Maintain peace, okay, maintain peace and promote different policies, protecting the children, protecting the education, labor, everything, children. All the fields have been taken up by UNO with different organs like UNICEF, UNESCO. All these were different organs which have been working for UNO. So my dear students, if it is a 4-mark question, each one should be explained very clearly, and initially what you should write, just give a description about World War II, then write the consequences. Is it clear? If it is a 2-mark, just mention this and leave it off. Done, children? Good.